Do I miss you when I never hear your voice? I wish to kiss you, but I never have the choice. I think about our yesterdays, and they just fade away.
Hey everybody, welcome to American Idol Unaired. I'm your host, Bennett Shear, and today we have another singer that you didn't see from season 21 of American Idol, Evie Higgins.
Hi.
Tell me how this journey started for you. Were you approached to do the show? Did you try out yourself?
My mom emailed videos of me singing to one of the casting producers. So when I got an email saying American Idol, I was like, what? I was like, because I didn't do it, because in the past I had auditioned, but nothing ever happened, just online on Zoom. So when I saw this, that I was having a meeting with one of the casting producers, I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
Before you make it onto the set and actually film, there's a lot of work you do with the producers and they talk you through your songs. Was that as intimidating as actually being on the set and seeing other contestants, even just being on a computer screen like this?
Well, I feel like it kind of just felt like a regular audition, because I've been auditioning forever. I grew up doing musical theater. I used to have a manager do TV and film stuff. So I was kind of used to doing auditions. So that part felt normal. The only thing that didn't feel normal was at the end at the end of the Zoom auditions with all the executive producers. They were like, "You're going to Nashville?" I was like, "Oh my God," because I really wasn't expecting it.
Are there any friends in particular that you made that you remember, really fast sort of friendships that were formed?
Yeah. Right off the bat, right when I got basically off the plane, I met McKinley and her dad, and they were just so cool and so nice. And Kaylin, I'm actually seeing Kaylin in a week or two, because we live really close to each other. I met Crystal on the first day. I love Crystal. She's super nice, super talented. And Oliver too. I met Oliver. He actually gave me some really great advice after my audition. The night after my audition, I was just hanging out in the lobby. It was me, my mom, this guy Joe, and maybe a few other people. We were just talking, reflecting on what happened. Me and Joe kind of specifically, because we had a similar-ish experience. And so then Oliver came over. He was grabbing a snack from the little snack section in the hotel, and he came over to talk to us about what happened, because they had me wear my cheer uniform and everything. So Oliver was saying how he's friends with Maddie Poppy, and the producers had told her to do certain things, but she just stuck by her true self through the whole time. And that's what really helped her get the success that she deserved, obviously. And he just was just stay true to yourself.
What was the experience going and meeting the judges?
It was genuinely surreal. I feel I did not even realize what was happening. It kind of just felt like any regular audition until you walk in, you're like, oh wow, this is American Idol. This is insane. I've been watching this show since I was a baby. This is ridiculous. My audition was a little bit different because I was going in there as a cheerleader. So I actually went in and did a cheer. That was not really particularly received well, obviously, because when you're going into American Idol as an artist and as a singer, you're definitely going to be perceived a lot differently than a girl who comes in there wearing her high school cheer uniform and does a silly little cheer. So yeah, I go in there, I do my cheer, and then I have some back and forth chit chat with the judges. I'm talking to them, basically just try to be friends with them. Obviously we're not going to be friends, but I was just trying to break the ice. And then I go, and so Fredley was playing the piano for me. So he just started playing. He started playing my song. So then I just went right into it. I didn't even get to introduce it. And it was Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin, which is not particularly a song that I would sing. It's not really in my voice. I don't sound like Janis Joplin. I don't have that rasp or that soul, basically. I'm much more of a high notes type of thing, whistle note, Mariah Carey type-ish, and definitely not a Janis Joplin type, but that kind of was the narrative that they were trying to, I was going to be rock and roll cheerleader thing. So that's what they were going for. So I go and I sing that, and the judges are just like, okay. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, no. I got to show them something else. But the only other thing I had prepared was another rock song. So I did House of the Rising Sun, and it was a little better, I had to fight though. I had to fight. I was like, please, I promise my second song like is better than that. Like I promise. So I sang that a cappella, and both of my songs I think I did really well. I don't think they're necessarily the right songs for me personally, but I didn't really know going into it. I just thought, oh, just listen to whatever the producers say. You want to be on the show. That was kind of my attitude, which wasn't necessarily maybe the right attitude. But so then I did that. I did both of my songs, and Luke was a no right away. Whole time he was just like, he was not having it. He was not having it the whole time. So Luke was just boom. He didn't say much. He was just like, no. Basically, Katie was on the fence. And so she was like, maybe. And I really thought that she was gonna go to a yes. And then she was like, no, I really think that you should come back in like 2 years, she said. And when you're more experienced and have more experience like performing, because I didn't really perform in the way that I would normally perform. Like I have like a band and like I do gigs, and how I went into that audition and how I performed that audition is not how I would typically perform, because I was singing Janis Joplin. I was singing Janis Joplin in a cheer uniform, and they told me to like rock out. So Katie was like, yeah, I think that you should get like a vocal coach. And it's actually kind of funny because my vocal coach, Michael Orland, who I've been working with since I was 11, he was on American Idol as the musical director for I think 18 years. And I didn't say anything at the time because I was just like, okay. And then Lionel was great. So he asked me, how long have you been doing music? How long have you been singing? I was like, I've been doing this my whole life, and I want to do it for the rest of my life. Like, this is what I love to do. And he was like, you have a really great attitude, and I think that's going to get you really far. And I'm going to give you a yes, because I think you really have the right attitude and you're going to go far. So I was really, really inspired by Lionel and whatever else he said too, and whatever else the judges said too. But it was really clouded. Like when I walked out of that room, I was like, what just happened? Like it was such like a what like kind of experience that it took me like a few days after to be like, oh yeah, that's what they said. That's what happened. So yeah, it was really crazy.
Michael Orland, is such a rich part of the show's history. I want to know how you met up with him. I mean, it sounds like you worked with him for a long time. So how did he become your vocal coach?
Okay, so my voice teacher that I've had forever, I've been working with her since I was 9, Celeste Simone. She's really great. She works with Broadway people and everything. So she was doing a workshop with Michael because they're good friends. And so after this workshop, I went up and I sang, and like me and Michael like really hit it off right away. And so then I was talking to him and everything like after the show, and I started like doing lessons with him. And ever since then, I was, I think 11 at the time. Ever since then, I've just been working with him, and yeah.
So cool. And so he co-wrote the song that we're going to play at the end of this, Unwanted, right?
Yeah, along with Katie Stevens.
And there are so many plot twists or whatever. Just the fact that, I mean, that song alone has parts of American Idol within it because you have another contestant working with you and Michael Orland working with you. I mean, it's a fantastic song. It really is. So I'm excited for us to play it at the end here, but also just like, I'm wondering what you're feeling just standing in that room, because it wasn't, I guess, ideally what you had in mind for your audition.
Definitely not. It wasn't ideal by any means, but do I regret anything that I did? No. I think I had a great experience. I met so many great people and I learned a lot. Like I learned a whole lot. And also like from the whole experience, before I was like kind of on the fence between like musical theater as like my future thing, like Broadway, musical theater, all that, because I always had done that too. And I've always been someone who does a lot of things. Obviously, I did like cheer, basketball, like I did everything. So I was like, oh, do I want to go more musical theater or do I want to go more singer? And going on Idol really like helped me solidify that I definitely want to go more of the singer route. I do love theater, and it is something that I want to do too. but it really helped me be like, yeah, I want to be an artist. I want to be a singer. All these people are so much like I really felt like I was there with all these people who are just like so much like me. And I didn't really like feel that anywhere else before. And it was like really great. And it really just like solidified that for me. I totally had a new perspective because of course I always wanted to be a singer, but I was like, yeah, it's a goal. It is a goal, but it's like, who does that? Like, you know, but then it's like all these other people who are super talented are doing that and pursuing it as well. And it's like, maybe this is realistic. Maybe this is something that I can do. I plan on going back to Idol. Even at the end, like they were like, don't leave. We still have to film some stuff. Like I did confessional. And then after that, they made me go on, there's a little section like of the roof basically.
Yeah.
And so I had like my pom-poms and I was like, this is not the last you're seeing of me. And then they had me walk away and like shake my pom-poms. It was cute. It was cute. So they're kind of like setting it up like if I did come back, they would have something to work with. I know they have like a lot of footage for everyone, but I really felt like they had like so much footage. Like I went to like the 180 room and they like called in my entire cheer team and they did this whole huge thing. And I was like, whoa, like it was really crazy.
So it was fun doing all the interviews and stuff behind the scenes before your audition.
Definitely. It was super cool experience. I loved like the interviews and everything. The only interview that I didn't love was definitely the one after my audition because they really were trying to make me cry and then I did. So because they were like, were you embarrassed? Were you embarrassed? And I was like, I mean, I wasn't embarrassed. Like I did what they told me to do. Like, I don't know, like what you want. But actually, so with the cheer uniform, the one time I didn't wear it in my like audition stages, like on Zoom, they were like, you need to wear it. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's why I like went through with it the whole time. Cause I was like, I want to be on the show. So
yeah. I know those are sometimes tough calls to make, but like you said, you learned a lot, and the connections you made. I mean, I'm sure you must keep in touch with people still, and just being a part of that sort of brand. Like, I'm guessing that you got to do other interviews locally and different things where people wanted to know what your experience was like too, right?
I had the the like magazine for my town, like the Rivervale magazine reached out to me. It was really cool. I did this whole like photo shoot and everything and this whole like 2-page long, like 2 or 3 pages, like interview and everything. It was in everybody's mailbox in my town.
Wow.
Me on the cover of this magazine.
That's so
in
cool.
everybody's mailbox and how I was like, oh my God. Like I had people last year asking me like, hey, you still doing that singing thing? And then like in their mailbox is really crazy. And my school, like whole school knew, like at the front of the school, they had the magazine up and I was like, oh my God, because I still wasn't allowed to say anything. And I was just like, oh my God. Like it was like anyone I talked to the whole like time from like November to like maybe even like May, it was just, oh, Idol, oh, what happened to Idol? Oh, you could tell me, I won't say anything. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell a soul. So I was like, I'm keeping this secret.
It's really awesome though. I feel like even when contestants aren't maybe fully aired on the show, there's so much support, because people understand like what a big deal it is just to get there and to do it. And you have the stories, and even if it's not on TV for everybody else to see, like they know that you got to do it and get that opportunity.
I had a lot of support that I was really appreciative of. I actually released my single Unwanted right in February before Idol started airing. So like I kind of had like all of like, I guess like the press, I'm not gonna say press because it wasn't like ABC or something. I had all these like local things behind me be like, oh my God, like that's so cool, like blah, blah, blah. So then it really helped with my single because it did way better than I even imagined. I got a cake when I got like 10,000 streams because I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like I'm gonna get a cake because I've seen people do that before. And that's a cool thing to do. And then like now it's at like 35,000. I'm like, how did that even happen? Like, I don't even know. I was like, mind blown at 10,000. So I was just really, really happy with the whole situation. Like I think only good things came out of Idol
Yes, rightfully so. Well, I mean, no wonder that many streams. I mean, like I said, incredible song. I want to ask about the writing process, but first, like, always so smart to release it right after the show's airing. Like, props for that. I mean, brilliant. What was that like? I mean, who had the idea to start writing it? I mean, you're with Michael and Katie, so take me back to how that song was formed.
So actually, this song particularly was Katie and Michael's. I do write my own original music and I've written a lot of stuff. And later today, when I'm working with Michael, it's going to be my stuff, like my words and like us collaborating. But this song, since it was such a fast turnaround, the whole process was like maybe a month. It was Katie and Michael's song.
Okay.
I changed it up a little bit and recorded it in less than a month. Like it was a super, super, super quick turnaround.
You're already getting to work with such amazing people. And I feel like to have the talent and to be able to collaborate like that, I mean, you're already on this awesome track, right?
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to releasing my own stuff. And hopefully when I go back to Idol, getting to do an original and show them that I'm a serious artist and not just like a silly little high school cheerleader who's just there like for fun, because I am a serious artist and I would like to show them that.
Is there anything that you want to tease about stuff you're working on, stuff that might be coming out in the future that's your own stuff?
Well, definitely by the end of the summer, there will be some more music coming from me, a single or two, maybe, but I'm gonna leave it pretty up in the air because nothing is concrete yet.
Anything else just that's coming up for you and that you want to talk about, you know, post Idol, stuff that's been going on that already happened or stuff that's in the future for you?
Right now, I just finished graduating high school and like had all of that going on, and now I have like a lifeguarding job, but I am still doing my music too. But I'm going to college and I'm majoring in music at the University of Delaware, and I'm hoping to like get more of like a background on like music theory and that kind of stuff, because I've always been a singer, but like the actual technical music things are stuff that I want to really focus in on a little bit more.
Nice. Well, that's exciting. And I feel like you'll connect with even more. I mean, literally you're majoring in music, but just to be in another environment where you're with people that are doing the same thing as you, kind of like American Idol, but every day. So that should be really fun.
Yeah. And I'm still going to continue to work with all of like the same people that I'm working with, continue to work with Michael and Celeste and whoever else.
Any advice? Because I know you're planning on going back to the show, but any advice for people thinking of trying out for American Idol?
My advice is to just go for it, honestly, because you never know what's going to come from it, what's going to happen. Like if you told me a year ago today, everything that's happened in the past year, I would have been like, you're kidding. So my advice is just go for it. See what happens.
Love it. Well, we are going to play Unwanted as we fade out here. But first, if you want to plug any socials, anything else where people can go to stream stuff, please do, Evie.
So you can stream my music at Evie Higgins on all streaming platforms. My Instagram is Evie Higgins Music, and that's the same with my TikTok and YouTube. So go check it out.
Make sure that you are following us on Instagram and TikTok for clips and updates. Idol Unaired podcast. Make sure that you subscribe on YouTube or wherever you are listening. Evie, thank you for being a part of American Idol Unaired.
Thank you so much. I had a great time. My first podcast.
Oh, cool.
Why do I miss you when I never hear your voice? I wish to kiss you, but I never have the choice. I think about our yesterdays, and they just fade away. You're just a melody I can't get out my head. She made you feel more like a man, that's what you said. And now you say you want me back, but things aren't the same. 'Cause you shattered glass broken on the floor. I used to pray that you'd come back and say you want me more. You left me hopeless, I'm wasted from regret. How does it feel to be left unwanted? what you've done. Hope she fulfills your every dream, 'cause you'll never be back with me. It takes a lot of strength to look you in the eyes, 'cause from my eyes so many tears that I have cried. No more will fall 'cause they mean nothing, nothing at all. 'Cause you left me shattered, glass broken on the floor. I used to pray that you'd come back and say you want me more. You left me hopeless, I'm wasted from regret. How does it feel to be left unwanted? Now I'll admit that it's over, 'cause I'm worth more than all the pain you put me through. Here's goodbye to you, 'cause you left me shattered, glass broken on the floor. I used to pray that you'd come back and say you want me more.